3. Testing my Facebook feed. 1, 2, 3. My Facebook feed. Hello, everybody. Testing my Facebook feed. 1, 2, 3. How's it going tonight? I'm here to record episode 119 of the Ask Weldon Show. How's the sound quality? Is it too quiet? Too loud? Too anything at all? Hello, everybody. The chat is not showing yet because there's nobody chatting. Say hello. Okay, I'm just waiting for the stream to warm up. Get onto Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. And just a second. Now's your chance to submit questions. I have one, then I have some Twitter questions, but I'm looking for more audio questions so that you can be on the show. Speaking of which, let me submit my first audio question so it wraps onto the show. And then I'm going to tweet that I'm live. Just a second. Okay. Why am I streaming at 12:30 at night? Because it took me all freaking day long to get my audio setup going, and it's still not right. It's still not fixed. It's really obnoxious in actuality. Okay. Now, why isn't my chat working? That is the question of the day. Somebody type something. Oh. There we go. Yeah, of course. I selected the 30 people. We had 350 applicants for the coaching program. Selected the 30 that we wanted to start with, and we started the program about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And obviously, you were not selected, or you would have known about it. As far as the email saying you were not selected, that I'm still waiting for the website to be up that is hosting the 10 or 11 kind of backlog of training videos that I have from the previous 2 years of doing the program, and I want to include that website in the email when I send it out. So that's why I haven't sent out the you were not selected email yet. But I did send out the you were selected email about a month ago. Hi, Blake. Nice to see you. Glad that you're catching a live one. That's exciting. Okay, I'm going to post an update here. Live with Ask Weldon. 119. Whoops, I typed 199 again. Taking questions. Call-in style at anchor.fm/Weldon Green. Hi, Helwayne. Welcome, and hello from Spain. Let's see if I can get the... see if I can get the live question. Cool. Should we do the first question, you guys? Let's jump into it. First, let me turn on the sound on OBS. Okay. And I need to listen to the question, remind myself what it was. One sec. Okay. By the way, when I answer the question, I'm probably gonna face like not you guys, but this camera here, because this is a webcam, and this is a DSLR, and so I'm streaming this with you guys. But then when I record the answer, I want it, you know, in 1080p, 60 FPS, which is what's coming from there. So that's why. Oh, and I gotta turn on my light, obviously. That's better. Hi, everybody. Am I brighter now? Test, test, test. Okay. Let's go.
I'm the new ULOL coach and analyst for my university, and I just had a quick question about what you think, given that we have significantly less time to work with being university students as pro players to practice and go over VOD reviews and whatnot. I was wondering what you think is the most important things to focus on in terms of practice and in terms of analysis and going over games and whatnot. Given the limited time frame we have. To give you perspective, that's generally speaking 10 to 15 hours a week. Anyway, thank you.
All right, so the question is, what should you focus on given that you have 10 to 15 hours a week if you're a University League of Legends coach? So first of all, the big problem with University League of Legends teams is that there's a wide skill set or a wide skill range on each team. Usually you'll have, you know, platinum members and diamond members and challenger members. And the big struggle is that not all training time is created equal in terms of like what you can actually accomplish with one squad versus another squad at different universities. But if we're talking about it like 10 hours a week, so we're talking maybe 2 hours, 5 days, okay, as a unit. I would work mostly on decisiveness and core compositions. So I would work on decisiveness about like what exactly your team's plays are. So form a really small, really tight-knit playbook of things that you guys know that you want to do. And then work a lot on compositions. And these compositions can be, they don't have to be meta compositions, okay? They just have to be compositions where you can fit in a couple champions from each person's champion pool. So have the champion pools, you know, always out and always being adapted, and have some sort of public forum where you can have everybody keep their top 3 champions up to date so that you have a vision as a coach of what the team's champion pools are, and then draft like really good compositions out of that and practice skirmishing and team fighting and skirmishing and team fighting and skirmishing and team fighting with those compositions over and over and over again. And practice your like 3, 4, 5 set plays. You want to have a couple plays from behind, a couple plays from neutral, a couple plays from ahead that you can pull off, and that's what I think you should practice mostly. I think decisiveness wins a lot of games. I think there's some sort of Sun Tzu saying that is it's the momentum of concentrated in a single point of the bird's talon or beak or whichever it is that actually penetrates the flesh of the when the peregrine falcon dives. That is like a horrible misquote, but the essential idea is that when you take all of your force and you concentrate on a single moment, you have the see hero, kill hero effect of Moscow 5 from the days of yore, and that's really what's going to win a lot of games at that kind of level. So, yeah, then the rest of it is just people should be training their laning phase with the champions that they need so that they can play from behind in the lanes, because that's like the thing that you don't want to do most of all is to int it when your team needs to not get snowballed against. Glad to hear coaching, and good luck. All right. How was that, guys? The first question is done. I think it actually recorded too. I mean, on my nice camera. Let me add a caption for what should I call this? Focus. What to focus on for practice time with time restraints. What to focus on for practicing time restraints. Team. Done. All right. Yeah, the stream's buffering. It's not because of net neutrality. In actuality, it's just because my computer sucks. This webcam is literally, I think, set on 240p right now or something insane, and it still won't keep up with the audio. I'm not exactly sure why, but basically my computer is a very expensive Mac OS X toaster, and it can't stream at all. So hopefully, if enough of you buy the mindfulness acceptance commitment training program that I have pioneered on mindgames.gg/MAC, I can afford a new streaming computer. But anyway, this one's fine. You don't need to worry about me. You just get to watch a buffered stream, and I don't get to play any games that you can actually watch. No big deal. How does it work if you want to ask a question via the app? Big Bop a Master. Essentially, you just download the app, and then you go to the URL, or you go to my station, and then you click call in. Underneath, like if you start playing my station, just click my face, and then click call in. You can call in, you can leave a question. Make sure that your description of your question is a description of the question. Like what Ryan here, my good buddy, wrote. He wrote, what to focus on for practice given time constraints. Perfect summary of the question. And now everybody who's listening to it can, skim through and see, what the question actually is. I'm not supported by Anchor. I'm not sponsored by Anchor. I don't really care at all about Anchor, but this is literally the coolest way to do call-ins that is really effective, that I can get right here, that I can then put the answer like into the app, and it's awesome. So I like it. I've had Anchor on my phone for like 6 to 8 months, and I've never used it more than 1 or 2 times because it didn't have any cool features. But now that it has this call-in feature, and I can call people also, maybe you put your phone number and I can actually call you in the app. Ooh, we could try that. You guys could put your phone number in the chat, and then I could call you from the app to your phone. We give that a shot too. Finburn, hello Weldon. Will you be working with other teams during boot camp? During what boot camp? Is there a big boot camp coming up I'm not aware of? Making me nervous. I'm working with G2 right now. Oh, hey, chat caught up. What am I wearing? I'm wearing my 70s gear. This is like in honor of me going running tonight. I have a really great pick. I wonder if I can pull it up. Wait do you guys see this? Wait till you see this. Let me see if I can find it. 70s Weldon. 70s Weldon. Nope. It's on my Instagram. This is my my bandana for controlling my hair as it's getting longer and longer. If you look at my anchor pick, you'll see that I really enjoy like mid-length curly hair, and I'm trying to get back to there, but it has to go through this really annoying phase, and so it is. There's going to be a sick lag in the transmission because this computer sucks. I don't really know how else to put it. I'm sorry, Mac. This is like not even that old of a computer, but it's just like crap for streaming. I've never been able to stream smoothly on it. So you just ignore the video, you guys. I mean, literally, like, what are you watching? You're watching me wiggling my hands around and talking. So, maybe just go full audio and not worry about the video too much. All right, here you go, guys. Where do I put this? Oh, maybe I can just like, here's what I'll do. Just like share. Okay. All right. There you go. Check that out. Boom, baby. That's where we're headed tonight. We hang out here on stream long enough with enough wine, and we'll get there. If you're not following my Instagram, you are really missing out, I'm telling you. So, stop being afraid to play ranked. Just press play, everybody. All right. Enough of that. I went running today. I have a sprint triathlon on 2 FPS, but how's the audio? Because that's what I'm doing here is I'm talking to you. Anyway, went on a run today. We have a sprint triathlon on Saturday, and I'm totally out of shape for it. So that is no fun. I think 7 years ago I was much more ready to pull these off since I was running and swimming and biking all over the place. But at least I took it as inspiration to start getting healthy again. So dieting, exercising, having a good week. Sleep until today was fantastic. How about you guys? How's your sleep going? All right, I'm going to check, see if there's more questions. All right, we got a lot more questions. Let's see if I can get this one to work. Hey, go away. Okay. Refresh. Pause. Okay. All right, let's hear this question.
What do you think was the biggest difference in success between TSM and the failure of G2 at Rift Rivals? What do you think?
Okay. All right, what was the biggest difference between TSM and the failure of G2 at Rift Rivals? Biggest difference, in my personal opinion, is that TSM was a better team. I mean, like, what, are you asking in what ways were they better? Okay, so rewind to Worlds 2016. The EU teams were more or less similar to the NA teams. The NA teams had more of the early game down and were much stronger in general with understanding how to snowball the game and how to press advantages. The EU teams were much better in terms of understanding first principles of the game. So, like, what do you do, when, and where, and why? And fast forward that to essentially MSI, and what you have is that the NA teams have gotten better at defensive play and first principles, and the EU teams have gotten a little bit better at snowballing and at IDing, essentially, the plays that should be made in the early game. But UOL is still going through transition here. Remember, they were playing like monkeys all the way into IEM Katowice, and then they started totally changing their style and getting really serious about the game, not just in scrims, but also on stage. H kind of went through a little bit of a downfall here. Fnatic was kind of like picking things up. So fast forward to Rift Rivals, and here you have essentially players in EU, teams in EU picking really strong champions for weeks and weeks in the LCS, and not really learning much about snowballing the game, like systematically, through map pressure into vision, into camps or buffs or neutral objectives, but rather simply kind of like through I would say directly down a lane, like through a turret. It's turret or nothing, essentially. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the same exact thing is true between 2016 and right now. I think that I still see better first principles from EU teams. I still see that as the game goes longer and longer, North American teams are making more and more mistakes, and EU teams are making less and less mistakes. And I think that is, I guess, promising. But you have to understand how much Immortals and TSM of 2016 and CLG pushed North America forward as a region in terms of systematic control of the jungle as a snowball mechanism. So the idea of taking your lane pressure and your 2v2 mid and snowballing that into camp here, camp there, camp here, camp there, and then into pressure on a tower, which gave you chip damage, which then gave you the tower, and then playing immediately for the next tower and buff. So like setting up a structured play immediately around the next tower and pulling it off in a timing window. These are the things that you had to be able to do to play against Immortals and TSM and CLG last year. C9 couldn't do it at first. I don't know if you remember, if you watched 2016, but you would see C9 really struggle with that till they got on board and started figuring it out. So just take that style of play and add, 3 more months of practice to it. And that's not at all what's happening in the EU, because we have Fnatic, which is like running around just picking whatever they want, and not really essentially playing, I would say, League of Legends in a way that's fruitful for the region. Sure, it's fruitful for their own standing and their own like optimism, but it's not really fruitful for the region. We have H2K, which has fallen off and kind of is like not, I don't know if it's just like internal issues or what, but they're just not on board with, playing super hard. Maybe they are on board with training super hard and playing super hard, but they just can't figure it out. And then we have UOL, which is definitely on board, and they're definitely training super hard, and they're trying to play well, and that's coming along, I think. And then you have Splice, which fell off strongly, I guess. I'm not seeing a lot of the Splice scrims, so I don't really know. But Yeah, I would say that probably the training environment in NA is a little bit more systematic. I would say they're probably hungrier because they super failed, recently, 2016 Worlds and an MSI. So I would be super hungry and dedicated if I was in that place. And yeah, I think that Rift Rivals meant a lot more to them than it did to EU, but I hesitate to say that because I think everybody, when it gets down to it, actually wants it. You know what I mean? And those are my thoughts. So I hope that was helpful. Okay, what should I name this segment on my station app? Why EU failed at Rift Rivals. How about that? All right. Voice is fine, camera's lagging. Okay. Good to hear. Because I don't really care about the camera. And honestly, unless you really love my sweaty, sexy running face with a bandana on it, I don't think you should care that much about the video either. Okay, Void Raymond asks a question in chat, which I'm not answering because it's not in my Anchor app. Just kidding, dude. I gotcha. If I'm 16 tears old, so either you've cried 16 times or you've cried 2 times, but each time you cried 8 single tears. And you've played League of Legends since mid-season 2 and can't get higher than Plat 2. Is there a chance that is my max limit? That is your max limit. Congratulations. You've hit it. But that doesn't mean that you have to stay the same. From the age of 16 to 26, you are maturing every single day. Your brain is getting more and more formed. Your body is getting taller and stronger, and your gut is aging. Everything about you is improving all the way up to 26, essentially, without you even doing anything about it. On top of that, learning as a system is implicit learning is something that's coded, from your parents and from your teachers and from your habits, like over time. And explicit learning is the systems you use around it. So I would say you suck at learning and you probably were never serious about it. So if you buckled down and got really serious about it over the course of 5 to 10 years, you would make some massive changes in your ability to learn. Then you would get better. But no, if you're just like playing along and you're not getting better automatically, then yeah, you've hit the max that you can hit without actually trying to change your learning style. Warvlol asked, does the Mac program help with solo queue at all? Yes, it does. It helps with solo queue immensely, actually. So the Mac program is mindfulness, acceptance, commitment. Mindfulness being aware of what drives your actions. Acceptance being just saying, fine, okay, deal. And then commitment being essentially, okay, well then these are the things I want to drive my behavior rather than the emotions that I'm allowing to push me around. And that's what I named the training program. Mindgames.gg/MAC. Okay. Jan Junif, you have discovered reality. Yes. Everybody knows the camera's laggy. So I recommend audio because unless I stream a lot and then somehow get a lot of amazing support, I'm not going to be upgrading my computer anytime soon, and it can't stream very good with this camera. Yeah, if you close your eyes and listen, you'll probably get this MSR thing going on or whatever it's called. I get a lot of people watching one of my videos because the ASMR thingamajigger. What am I supposed to do to make you guys like rub stuff on the mic? There we go. I couldn't fix Raymond. I couldn't fix it. You're right. Yeah. You guys told me my camera was lagging, and I immediately tried to run out and buy a $2,000 computer, and I couldn't fix it. Oh, God. Dang. I really tried, though. Actually, I'm streaming in support of net neutrality today, and this is what it's going to look like when I can't buy a fast internet package. And there you go. That's what I meant to say. Net neutrality. Hashtag unlag Weldon. All right, let's do the next question. Daryl Ward, you submitted it twice, so I'm going to guess the second one is not. Well, let me just listen to it. Oh, it's a new question. All right, dude, I'm going to give you 2 questions because I'm just such a nice guy. Let's see if the next one loads up. 1 sec. I got to refresh. Let's pop over. All right. This is the only way I could figure out how to get this to play because my mixer, my lame mixer,
What do you think
is giving me problems. Whenever I plug it into the computer as a USB, it adds a whine to it. If you watched episode 118 on YouTube, you'd hear the whine. That comes from my mixer, so I don't really know how to fix it because I don't have a shielded USB cable, and even if I had one, apparently it wouldn't really help. I have to like wire my laptop to the mixer with this special guarded wire somebody figured out on some sound engineer forum or whatever. So long story short, don't get a USB mixer if you intend to mix into a USB port into your computer. Just simply get an audio interface instead. Probably a better investment. Now I gotta go get an audio interface instead of an upgraded streaming computer. Oh, actually, maybe I'll just get an upgraded streaming computer. Anyway, let's dive into this question. I'm gonna turn over here now. Alrighty.
Hey Weldon, I am a support main in League of Legends, and I've noticed there's a lot of controversy about whether or not you should have a duo queue partner, talking about stunning your growth in League of Legends. And I find that I generally prefer when I can communicate with my laner. I duo queue with an AD carry, and I find it to not only be more fun, but I find I get more out of it. Perhaps I'm wrong. Do you think that I would do better learning to play with others where I can't?
Okay, thank you for the question. Let me pop over. All right. Thank you for the question, Daryl. And so let me reframe it. You're worried that playing with one single person is handicapping you from learning communication styles that are necessary with various other AD carries or learning other styles. The answer is both yes and no. So first of all, yes, of course, you can't learn how to adapt and play with other styles if you take the style win thing off the table. You're only going to learn how to play the style of your AD carry and the communication necessary with him. That's not a bad thing, though, because then that allows you to automate a lot of the processes around like dealing with how to stylistically mesh with your AD carry and communicate with them, and instead you get to focus on the 2v2, or how exactly this lane should be played out, or where your jungler is, or how you can invade with him, or when you should go ward mid, or oh look, there's a level 2 roam timer because we have a really strong snowball lane mid and he got the push, and if I zone this guy with 3 minions, like our Zed will hit 6 first and that'll be it. Done. Game over. So you have all this opportunity to spend the time that you would be spending on synergy with strangers on other stuff in the game. So take advantage of that. Now, at what point should you worry about like trying to learn the skills necessary to adapt to other styles and to read your AD carry and all that stuff? I mean, obviously at the pro level, you don't have to do that at all because you're always going to play with the same person. So I don't really know the answer to that, but I would say that as long as you have a consistent duo queue partner, I would worry more about the fundamentals of the game and the lane than the interaction and reading your kind of lane partner. Because I feel like if you decided to get really intentional about that, then you could learn it, and you could learn it relatively in a relatively fun way and relatively swiftly and painlessly. And at the same time, if you're already good at League of Legends, then it's even more enjoyable to do it. So that's my 2 cents about that question. Thanks for asking. All right. Hey, guys. What should I title this one? Why duo queuing helps you automate your learning? Why duo queuing helps you practice more advanced tactics. Bam. I feel like my chat has died or lagged to all get out. What do you think? Let me check my. Yeah. Okay. Big Bappa Master for some reason is asking a question in Twitch chat instead of in the Anchor app. All right, I'll read it. Don't worry, dude. I gotcha. Hey, I'm a diamond player who does roller coasters between different ELOs, but haven't gotten to my peak ELO in a while, which is like 250 masters, but I haven't been able to get back to that level. Could I have a mental block or something, since it feels like I'm bashing my head into the wall over and over without getting better? How many games is a shit ton of games? You say you play a shit ton. Give me a number there. So let me get this straight. You work at an amusement park, and in between games, you ride a roller coaster? Player does roller coasters. Oh, you mean you like fly up and down between different ELOs? Oh, I thought this was going to be a fun question about roller coasters and amusement parks. And dang, I got misled. Hard misled. Okay. 250 masters. How many will I have to level? What's the bottom point for you? Give me a low point. Big Bappa Master, and also give me a number of games. I need both those things to answer you in context. Wow, my stream is really far behind. I wonder if I can shut my Facebook page and it will still stream. I'm going to hope it does, because I think it's helping slow my computer down. I assume that I'm still behind on the stream in terms of Big Bappa Raymond's Big Bappa Masters question. So I'll just wait on that, or maybe I'll just type it in Twitch chat. How many games and what is your low ELO? There we go. In the meanwhile, I'm going to get the next question ready. Oh, actually, I think you might have asked it on the app. I like this question. I'm taking it. Boom, added to my station. All right. Let's get you set up to be answered on stream. Void Raymond says, yeah, I won't give up either, but maybe switching up my habit and not playing as many games per day as well. That's something else to do. Yeah, really, when you're plateauing, it's a really good idea to shake things up. Either play way less or way more than normal. It's like a good way to mix and match. Kind of start breaking your mind's habits, I would say. All right, let's do this question.
Hi, I'm a Hardstock Diamond player. I've played since Season 1. I'm still playing. I have over 2,000 games, well, nearly. And I'm stagnating and I'm trying to find ways how could I improve on the game. But I really don't know. I try to watch some replays and stuff, but I'm really inconsistent. Maybe you know a solution what I could do. Yeah, first time using this app. All the good, man.
All right. So, all right. So, tough question here. Essentially, you've played a lot of games, and you've been playing for 5 years, and you are stuck in Diamond, and you previously had hit Masters. So, the jump from, I want you to visualize a bell curve, right? Because one of the issues you need to visualize is that like Masters certain amount of LP and Masters like 50 LP higher is quite a bit different. Because when you get to the top of the bell curve, the skill level between each point is much larger than the skill level between gold 4 and gold 3, or gold 1 and gold 5 even. So you're going to be looking for gains that are more minimal and less fantastical. And to do so, I think that you need to get consistent about a certain skill set. So I need a lot more context actually to answer this question. We would have to really start digging into your play style and stuff like that. But I mean, you need to shake things up. If you need to improve your learning somehow so that you can actually get unstuck, you need to break the mold, which means if you play a lot of different champions, you need to get on one. And you just need to like master everything about laning with that champion and start studying the game so that you can autopilot the lane against anybody and do 50-50. And then you can start just like playing the composition and the map. And then if you, the opposite, if you just play one champion, you should just like start playing tons of different champions, tons of different roles, and try to like figure out stuff that you don't already know. Just don't do the same thing and hope that you learn. And by doing the same thing, I mean do the same thing you've been doing for the last 5 years. And then the second thing I would do is I would get into a very, very consistent VOD watching routine. I mean like literally every single game that you watch, you are required to watch it, no matter what. Okay? So every single game that you play, from now on, you're required to skim through it. You have to watch the laning phase, some skirmishes and team fights, looking at your decision making, and then your macro movements, like where you decided to go and whether or not you were right, and start predicting the jungler's location a ton during the game. If you're using plays.tv, you can predict the jungler's movement like in audio, and you can record it, and you can play your plays TV alongside your replay, and you can like listen to what you say to yourself, or you can just like remember. You can say like, okay, I think the jungler's here, I think the jungler's here, and then when you watch the replay, see how accurate you were, study their pathing. Okay, so those are the things that I essentially want you to do, is make it a mandatory VOD replay. I want you to start studying yourself intensely as a mirror, and then I want you to get a model. So then I want you to go look at people who are better than you and try to figure out why. compare your VOD to their VOD and their decisions to your decisions, and start looking at why with the same champion and with a 50-50 lane, they're kind of colluding into a victory. And look for those very minor things. They're going to be tough to spot, and I'd like you to find them. Good luck. All right, guys. What should I call this this segment? Thinking of calling it Finnish guy helping a Finnish guy stuck in diamond. Yeah, Finland. All right. First of all, Finland rocks. Second of all, I really think, Big Bappa, that you should tell like 50 of your friends about my stream. I should have 50 new followers by tomorrow. And also, where do you live? Which city do you live in? And fourth, I really think you need to consider my idea of making a strict, hard rule for yourself that every single game that you play, you have to watch. You have to review. Period. No matter what. You will unlock the ability to reflect on your play in a way that you have not been able to for the last 5 years. And I don't mean that you haven't been getting better and better at this gradually. I mean that it's going to be like a fast forward button on your ability to interrupt your decision-making process. This is like meditation. If you think of meditation as a way to get mindfulness on your thoughts and see what's happening there, VOD review is a way to get mindfulness on your decision-making in the game and see what's happening there so that you can be aware of it and interrupt it with better decisions. Then you just got to study those better decisions and then implant them into your game. Yeah, 10 games per day is what you say you play. So dial it down to 5 and watch each game when you play it, after you play it. Can't quite see. You know how hard work it takes to first find out what to say, then say it correctly. Life is hard. Yep. Diamond 4 to Diamond 1, mostly against Diamond 3. Yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty. I'm going to hop open. Okay. I think I have one more question to get through. Yeah. Woo, Finland is representing. Another Finnish question. All right. I'm gonna pull up the question on this web browser. Hang on a sec. Let me just flip you over so you guys can watch what I'm doing. Okay. Here we go. Daniel Rinkinen. Y'all ready for this? Oh, it's playing. Stupid app. Okay.
I play over 2,000 games every season, and I'm a diamond player, hovering around Diamond 4 and Diamond
Wicked.
1, and I'm
Wait, Wicked's Danish.
trying to find solutions to be more consistent and be the best player I can be. And I was wondering if you could maybe give me some solutions, or I don't know, maybe tips. I'm pretty much open to anything. And keep up the good work. Yeah. Hey man.
Thanks. Okay, so I think I added that to the station. All right. So Daniel, you want to be consistent, and I assume that you want to climb, and you're stuck at a certain EOL with over 2K games played. I'm assuming like this season or so. So consistent improvement comes from meshing either having an incredibly well-tuned implicit learning system that is designed by your parenting and your teachers, or by having a really strongly mixed implicit and explicit learning system that is always giving you progress, okay? So likely if people are plateauing, they need to, first of all, shake up what they're doing. So you can't keep doing the same thing. If you're playing a lot of games, play fewer. If you're playing no games at all, play a lot more, that kind of thing. If you're playing in the morning, if you're playing late at night, start going to sleep instead and playing in the morning or in the afternoon, or just taking a break or exercising or something, okay? And then the second thing you need to do is you need to get really serious about picking apart your game and seeing it with a critical eye. So seeing your decisions, all of your habits, you need to find a way of taking your habits and making them strange again. Taking the things that you automatically do and like de-doing them. Or you need to get your brain to notice them and to say, what? And to do that, essentially, you need to emphasize quality over quantity in terms of your decision making, and you need to emphasize quality over quantity in terms of your criticism. So you need to get a little bit harsher on your mistakes and your failures, and so you need to identify them and then see them and feel them when they happen again. Because what's happening is you're making the same mistake, but you're not feeling it or noticing it. Maybe you don't know it's a mistake. Or maybe you know it's a mistake, but it's so embedded in your habits that you don't even care to kind of like expand upon it or think that you could do it better, and instead you see it as just a part of how you play, and you decide to work on other things that you think are more effective instead of perfecting, a mistake. So I would say, again, like I said with Big Bappa earlier, VOD review is a really excellent way of forcing yourself to look at your decision-making quality and sitting there. You have to sit through all of your bad decisions and you have to watch them. And it's a waste of time, because if you screw up the game, it's a complete waste of time. And you got to sit through that. It's like a punishment. So you're not liable to screw it up again, because you don't want to sit through a whole nother VOD of watching yourself like make the same mistake over and over. So that's actually really helpful for learning. And then the second thing is you need to look at the things and the habits in your play that you start noticing, the trends that flow around your champion, and you need to start looking for alternative things to do. Essentially, going and looking at high-level streams and maybe taking lessons, getting some third party to look at you and give criticism and give learning, like laddering up skills that you need to work on. Those are my thoughts. And I'm really glad I got my audio working this late at night. So that's what that yawn signified. That I'm so excited that I got it fixed that I'm streaming. So yeah, here we go. Sorry about the buzzing there. I forgot to mute the channel. But anyway, should be better now. All right. What should I name this segment?